Star Wars is gay, and it sucks now, and it sucked for years, and it really sucks, and it's gay.
Started with this one.
It's so lame and gay. Whether it's George Lucas or Dave Filoni or Kathleen Kennedy, they all fucking suck.
What did you think when you heard Phantom Menace?
I just thought it sounded kind of dumb.
Yes, same.
But I don't know.
This is a hard sell. The taxation of trade routes is in dispute. Who the fuck cares?
This is the first time.
That's not turmoil.
This is the first time I can remember being disappointed by an opening crawl.
Yeah.
And thinking, why are you talking like this? This is stupid.
I get disappointed when they crawl in my opening.
Hoping to resolve the matter with a blockade of deadly... Blah, blah, blah. It's so stupid. Anyway, we're watching The Phantom Menace because it has been 25 years, and it's stupid-ass May the 4th, where everybody, all the basic bitches and all the slop enjoyers are like, oh, May the 4th of Star Wars.
How would Mike Tyson say the word Sith?
Fifth.
May the 4th be with you.
So I went to a UT baseball game today, and instead of UT and the other team on the scoreboard, it said Jedi versus Sith.
Oh, well, cool.
It was pretty dumb. It was pretty dumb.
This I was working in a newspaper when this came out, and they let me go write an article at Toys R Us because Toys R Us opened at midnight, and I got to write about people going to. It was strange then to have a midnight opening at a Toys R Us.
Yeah, right.
I mean, I don't know if that happened again since then.
Was that for whenever they started selling the toys a few months before the movie came out?
Yeah.
Right.
So fans out in full force for a Star Wars toy release midnight at the Toys R Us in Fair Lakes, Virginia.
Yeah.
I was working for the Herndon Observer, and I got to make a logo, and I got to write the art. I wrote it, but they edited the fuck out of it.
Oh, yeah.
But I got to put some jokes in there, and it was just observational human interest about it was neckbeards, I was trying not to say neckbeards too much.
Yeah.
I don't even know if that existed yet. It was fat people.
As far as I remember, I was just desperately reading anything, but I don't think I was very spoiled on the plot, except for I worked at Hastings.
Yeah.
And we sold the CDs, and the CDs said Qui-Gon's Noble End, so I found out that Qui-Gon Jinn died.
And I was already a Ewan McGregor fan from Trainspotting, so this was really weird for him to be a wholesome guy. He still has his mole on his forehead, but they put makeup on it. He got it removed later.
The negotiations were short.
Once he did the motorcycle show around the world, he got cancer on it and had to get it removed.
Really?
But he was famous for having that big old mole in the middle of his eyeballs for a decade. Or, who knows? People lie. He's a Hollywood actor, obsessed with beauty. He probably was like, it's cancerous. It was once he got SAG health insurance.
Yeah, right. Man, just like thinking back to when this movie came out, I was so fucking retarded.
How old were you?
I was like, this is going to be, I was like 17 or something, and I thought it was going to be the coolest thing in the world, even though we had so many hints about how dumb George Lucas was, starting with the Ewoks all the way through Howard the Duck. And
we had to download the WAV files from StarWars.com.
Yeah, they used to people going to die.
QuickTime. The Queen Amidala is young and naive.
Yeah. Yeah, it was early internet. Oh, man.
Is it pedophilia for a 14-year-old to be flirting with a 9-year-old like that?
That's why he shouldn't have been 9 years old.
Yeah.
He should have been 16. Imagine if she was aged up a little bit and he was like maybe a year or two older. And he was like cool
under
and
18.
dashing. Yeah.
Neither of them are illegal. They shouldn't. But, I mean, I think the line for about under 18 is pubes or no pubes.
Right.
So if she had pubes, once you get pubes, you shouldn't talk to people with no pubes.
Well, I guess if we ever interview Natalie Portman, that's going to be the first question that we ask her.
I heard from a junior hire that it's if the grades don't touch, you don't touch. That's the rule. I spent all day driving.
Touch, you don't touch.
Driving they-thems to the mall. 8th grade they-thems back and forth from the mall today.
Slap bracelet.
Yeah, I fucked
Slap
up.
Bracelet sexuality. Slap bracelet genders.
Yeah, the mythical Pokemons. I fucked up and called the girl a she. I was not supposed to say that.
Yeah.
I was looking forward to seeing that ship and buying the toy.
Uh-huh.
And I thought that was a really cool ship. They started the movie with that ship and then they just blew it up.
Captain Panaka. This was the first one that I remember they put out toys, and then the toys weren't hardly in the movie.
Do you think we are supposed to be a Chinese?
Man, look how bad those battle droids look now.
Yeah,
that's like
Story.
Cartoons.
They look like Toy Story. I'm not Roger. My name's not Sir.
Yeah.
It's not Roger. What does yellow mean? I remember being all excited about that lore instead of the designation numbers on the back of the stormtroopers.
And then I remember watching this being like, man, so it's just droids and they suck and they're lame and that doesn't compute.
Lightsaber fodder. Why they had to make his eyes more slanty?
Yeah, the girl, it's the girl one. The girls have slantier eyes.
Oh, nice.
She's the Asian driver. Her eyes shrunk 3 times that day.
Still off at the bridge.
And like everything in the back looks so fake with the green screens and all that. And of course, the first time you see it, it looks all cool because you're not looking at the flaws and you're experiencing it for the first time. So of course, we all thought the movie looked really cool.
Liam Neeson was his lightsaber like, "I'll kill any Chinese black bastard in here."
I think at this point, I'd already passed the point where just awesome special effects didn't impress me as much because of Independence Day. I loved Independence Day, and I got completely fooled because it had good special effects. Therefore, I thought it was a good movie. But I think by this point, I'd watched Independence Day enough times to say, well, that movie was kind of retarded. And then this movie was also kind of retarded.
Liam Neeson and Ewan McGregor both have big dicks.
According to film footage, I guess.
Yeah, there's kind of a John Hamm thing of Neeson running down the road in Umbros, and it was looked like he had a baseball bat in his pants.
Oh, nice.
And then Ewan McGregor's naked in movies with his dick out a couple times.
Yeah.
It's not huge. It's big enough to have its own weight, atmosphere, zip code.
They go to
it moves of its own cognition.
Yeah.
It's a Scottish Highland cow.
And I remember not liking the progression of the plot from the get-go. I was like, oh, it's like everything was so contrived and convenient. And that's how a lot of Filoni stuff feels like too. I guess he really learned a lesson from Phantom Menace, how to make more movies like Phantom Menace, more shows.
Liam Neeson had the biggest penis of any man alive. He unzipped his pants and an Evian bottle fell out. May 11th, 2010. According to some woman. And then, Ewan McGregor's next on the list. Colin Farrell. Willem Dafoe, of course, we've seen that. James Woods.
It's all just dudes with big dicks.
Based on nose size. Jared Leto, Don Johnson. He acts like he's got big dick energy. Milton Berle.
Oh, yeah, Milton Berle had a legendarily huge dick.
It's a mystery. It's more fun kind of than biggest tits in Hollywood because everybody knows.
Right. You can see which ones have the biggest tits. And it wasn't Natalie Portman.
They had them on display down at Greeley's.
Do you remember whenever Natalie Portman sunbathed topless on an island and some freaking... She was like maybe 18 or 19. Mm-hmm. And some freaking... paparazzi guy had some telescoping lens that caught her.
Yeah, it made me have a telescoping lens. I turn into a telescope. This was pretty. There's cool stuff.
No, a lot of the effects still look good, but
just the acting's horrible.
But
that's George Lucas can't direct.
And it's, I still think it's hilarious that Peter Serafinowicz, recording Darth Maul's voice, saw some of the movie and he was telling Simon Pegg, "It's fucking shit, mate."
So if you're listening at home, you can watch along with the Phantom Menace.
Yeah,
the Phantom.
This is our Phantom Menace. This is our Phantom Menace commentary track.
We're going to only watch shitty movies from now on. What did we watch? Waterworld.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to have
We've watched some good ones, though. We've watched Children of Man and Blade
Logan.
Runner.
Logan's good.
Logan.
What is this? Why does he have a pointy beard? There's a lot of questions. Doug Chang was the production designer. He did all the ships, at least. I don't know if he did everything else.
Yeah, he made the ships all look, what do you call it, Art Deco-y.
This was also the beginning of, knowing so much about production. Because of Ain't It Cool?
Yeah.
And all that stuff. Before this, I didn't have a way or didn't care enough to look up and find out. The internet was just coming out. So this was the first time you could,
that looks pretty bad.
Humps the internet for information about updates.
Yeah.
And it was those, the shitty GeoCities font headlines on Ain't It Cool News.
Right.
Shocking. They used all the sensational language. Update. Shocking Star Wars update. We have a spy. At, Pinewood Studios. Wasn't this at Pinewood?
Yeah, I think Pinewood was the one in England, right? Is that where they filmed this? All the interior stuff?
It seems like they have like an NDA that they make people say the technology's good. Like they're doing it now with Mandalorian. All those actors are like, the volume is great, we love it.
It's like the gun.
Blink twice if you're being held against your will.
Right.
That looks shitty.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Jar Jar. We have a retard Rasta. We have an idiot Rasta.
And this stuff is so stupid.
Everyone's gonna love it.
This dumb slapstick crap.
Well, and they have repulsors on the bottom of those floating ships that help them float. They would have crushed them. You can't be under a floating ship with repulsors that push it off the ground that hard. Trust me, it's science fiction. So it's some science, mostly fiction. The underwater shit was cool.
Yeah, even then, I didn't like the underwater stuff because it was just like, it was all nothing. Like there was never any tension in any of the scenes. Like,
I was 21. I think we just got our first apartment, like post-college apartment, and we got it next to Tower Records in the movie theater. So we went to the movie theater and saw this a bunch of times. And then we didn't realize it sucked until some girls said it sucked, and it was like you had to agree with them or not get laid. I was like, you know what? Maybe this does suck.
That
we were nerded out.
This movie was, I think, the first time people on the internet started pointing out flaws in a movie to me, and I had the dawning, wait a minute, this movie wasn't good. I'm trying to force myself to believe that it was good.
We had all the merch from the gas station, the foldy up paper stuff.
Look at those little boys.
That was our apartment. That's John Taylor's art made of laser discs on the wall.
Awesome.
Up there. That's me and Matt making out with our paper R2-D2 and the pit droid. I had the Lego pit droid with the spring-loaded rubber bands. You could tap the nose and have it pop down. That was our first apartment. It had track lighting. It was pimp. We had Princess Leia on the wall.
Bikini Leia.
Yeah.
Bikini Leia.
That's where Sean said he had butt sex, and we were like, gross. And then he went in the kitchen, and we were like, don't forget to check the top shelf, you gross freak. Because he was like, what, y'all don't ever check the top shelf? Oh, man, this doo-doo butter. So racist.
But I thought that he never got laid, so
no,
he was just lying.
Oh, and then he hooked up with a girl, and he said something about, we were like, did you go all the way? And he's like, we did everything but sex. And
Yeah.
like, you did it but sex. Man, they had such shitty little toys of all this stuff. And McDonald's, Burger King, Taco Bell.
All the stupid Jar Jar Binks shit.
Just dollar stuff everywhere.
Yeah. See, I mean, it's just like, oh, we just happen to have these things that we put in our mouths so that we can swim down into this world.
Yeah. Jedi Batman gadgets.
And everything's cool. We're just swimming down here, yeah.
People still try to sell this shit on eBay. Hey, I have one of these plastic fish from Taco Bell. How much do you think it's worth? Nothing. They made 1 million of them. It came with a cup. It does more
that
technology.
Shit looks bad. God, that shit looks bad.
It's the T1000.
Oh my god. Yeah, and I ignored everything. I ignored how bad the CGI stuff. Although I'm pretty sure that while I was watching Return of the Jedi, I was like, oh my god, the special edition of Return of the Jedi. I was like, the stupid dance scene and all that stuff.
That makes me question myself. Is it racist because I'm racist? Because this reminds me of racists?
Yeah.
Or are you supposed to turn that whole part of your brain off and just enjoy like aliens?
So I read a thing of supposed people who knew Ahmed Best.
Yeah.
Long before he was ever in this.
Yeah, he was in Stomp.
And they said that this was a voice that he would do to make little kids laugh.
So
he basically just took his stupid little kid voice.
The Funkle.
And was like, yeah. You know?
Yeah.
And
Foofer.
and then George was like, oh, it's funny. Use that. That was pretty good. You know?
He's the meatwad voice.
I have no taste in what's cool and what's not. I'm just a lame old man.
I mean, Misa is just too close to Massa.
Yeah.
That's undeniable. And I didn't do that. Just there's some over the top on the nose stuff. Qui-Gon's Is this 4K or anything? It's upscaled. You can tell Qui-Gon has a wig on real bad. I think Obi-Wan does too at certain points.
It doesn't say.
Because he still had his head shaved for train spotting during part of this.
Yeah.
And they had to put the Jedi hair on him.
Yeah, 4K Ultra HD.
Yeah. Okay, so you can see all the shittiness of all the little stuff. You still have Disney Plus?
I am using someone's sister's.
Apparently, I heard that Tales of the Empire is not horrible. But
the question though is, where did you hear it from?
I just read the comments. Well, I heard
on which subreddit?
Star Wars.
Okay, then it's bad. Nobody on r/ people on r/Star Wars are going to say that everything's good.
Yeah, they were real concerned with the fact that Barriss Offee survives and turns her master good before dying or something.
Yeah,
I don't care about any of
that. Something happened on the Bad Batch that people are like all pissed off about.
The Bad Bitch.
They fucked up a character arc that was supposed to go further or something. Like,
okay,
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't care about any of that stuff.
Yeah, there's canon, and then there's head canon, and then there's the legacy canon that got wiped out, and then there's dumb fuck canon of all this extra shit they're slapping on now that I just going to get disregarded by people who go, no, I'm only watching Andor and not even the movies anymore.
Yeah, I will watch Andor, and I will watch the original trilogy over and over.
I mean, I feel bad for liking Easter eggs in Andor. Because I want it to be that serious. Like when there's an Easter egg in Andor, I'm like, that's cool, but I wish they didn't feel like they had to do that.
There weren't. Even the Easter, if there were any Easter eggs in Andor,
just
it wasn't.
Trinkets.
At least it wasn't C-3PO turning to the camera saying, "I don't know what's going on, R2-D2," or that stupid. That was the things in Rogue One. Whenever they just happened to run into Dr. Evanson and Pundu Babu at that place, right? I guess they went right to Tatooine after that. It's so dumb. So dumb.
Oh, and those two guys.
I want to make an edit of Rogue One that cuts that out.
We're in Solo. The guy that got his arm cut off and the butt mouth guy, Ponda Baba. They walk by them at some bar in Solo as the younger guys with the pig nose.
Yeah.
That thing I was saying about Outlaws, about the Crimson Dawn being run by Kira, there's no way that Darth Maul is still in charge because he gets killed by old Obi-Wan in the Rebels.
Yeah, in bullshit Disney canon.
Yeah, gay, fake. Yeah. So are they going to... I mean, they might retcon that if they want to milk Maul.
I don't think that... I don't know. I just don't think that there's anything that's going to happen with any of that anymore.
Yeah, I just saw Kira and got excited that maybe... if she's running the Crimson Dawn for that long, because she got in control during Solo, before A New Hope, and Outlaws happens during Jedi. So it's a couple years later. And she's still running Crimson Dawn. But Crimson Dawn is mobile. They don't have a home planet. They're just in that long sliver of a ship.
Is that in Solo? I don't remember.
Yeah. We should rewatch Solo. I love that movie. It's Chewbacca Origins, basically.
Yeah, that's cool that you have something you can enjoy.
It goes on the shelf with the rest of the Chewbaccas.
Yeah, no, that's. I mean, I think it's cool that I think there have been some cool characters and ideas like that. Black Chrysanthemum dude is cool.
Yeah,
there's some cool stuff like that. Like I don't like the Chewbacca toys and the Wookiee toys are all good.
Solo got me through a tough time. I had surgery, and
was it hernia?
Yeah,
yeah.
And I got to go to the theater. It was the first thing I did when I wasn't supposed to do stuff after surgery and. It just reminded me of Goonies. It was like the Goonies of Star Wars. I got the gist of. I hate when I'm watching a movie and I can't figure out what the fuck they're even trying to say or do with it. Like this one.
Yeah.
Partway through it, I'm like, what? Why all of this? Right. What do we? Especially during the opening crawl, like we're in turmoil because of a trade. No.
You know what my rewrite the universe like Thanos version of this movie is? It starts with. Their ship basically crashing into Tatooine, and Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon and Padme are already on it, and it crashes into Tatooine, and then Anakin Skywalker is looking up at it with his binoculars like Luke was doing in the original cut scene from the first one, and then as it's crashing, him and all his friends jump on speeder bikes or land speeders and meet it as it crashes, and then that's like the very beginning of the movie is Anakin meeting Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Padme.
Yeah.
And then because that's the original Star Wars movie starts in media res. It starts in the middle of the plot, right?
Yeah.
They should have started this movie right in the middle of the plot, and then you could have been on Tatooine for 35 minutes and had the whole pod race and all that stuff. Establish their characters. Anakin's 16 years old. Like just some like slight changes.
That's what was good about Civil War. You got thrown right in.
And
The universe is too big to have
Yeah.
there's too much going on. We might as well just jump right in.
Right, you didn't have to set up all this stuff and show a bunch of like CG things that don't really matter. Because again, there's no tension in any of this stuff.
There's no room for exposition, character, or plot, or otherwise, because it's just too big. Just throw us in and make the people cool.
Yeah,
then we care about
the
the movie.
exposition happens through the character interactions. They could Anakin Skywalker could have been the person who gets introduced, just like Luke was.
Yeah,
he's the eyes of the audience. God, that scene looks bad. God, that blue screen looks so bad, especially upscaled to 4K. Oh my god.
We were just watching A New Hope during dinner a moment ago at home, and the characters are likable.
Yeah.
Even now, it's like timeless.
Yeah.
I don't know how. I think it was Lucas's wife re-edited it or fixed it at the time.
Yeah,
and
because apparently the
shitty.
original cut was pretty bad.
Yeah.
But they just had enough stuff that they'd recorded, and freaking Carrie Fisher and
it seemed
Mark
cool.
Hamill and
cool people
Harrison
hanging out,
Ford.
doing cool stuff, acting cool.
And they were good enough actors to take what George had written and just kind of make characters with it, because every single one of those characters is that character.
They didn't believe any of what they were saying. They didn't have any fucking idea what a hydrospanner was.
Right.
They're just doing their best.
Right. And, the Red Letter Media, the Plinkett review of this that came out, 15 years ago now, because that was 2009, I think, they said basically took, if you showed characters from the original trilogy and you said, describe this character in one word, you got Han Solo, scoundrel with a heart of gold, or in one phrase or whatever.
Yeah.
Luke Skywalker, farm boy, optimistic farm boy who
dreamer.
wants to be adventurous.
Yeah.
Princess Leia, feisty princess who takes charge of shit. But in this one you say Qui-Gon Jinn, old wise Jedi master.
Just stereotypical Jedi.
Yeah. Queen Amidala, she's the queen.
Yeah. Obi-Wan's a cookie cutter Padawan. I don't know, Master.
It's like if you look at the characters, it's like, oh, that's the good guy and that's the bad guy. You don't have.
They didn't have any personality. They tried to give them some personality at the beginning. They're like, I don't know, Master.
But they were so stiff.
The negotiations were short. You're like, ha ha ha, great joke.
And then they resort to cheap slapstick to make people laugh with Jar Jar.
Yeah, he's trying to make children.
God, he looks weirdly smooth.
He's gonna stick his tongue in the electricity and you get shocked. It's gonna be hilarious. It's gonna be like he pissed on an electric fence.
Yeah.
This is all in Spain. I think most of Naboo was filmed in Spain.
Was it?
Bad acting.
So that's Keira Knightley.
Yeah.
And then the one beside her is Natalie Portman.
Yeah, she's in the background. But, I mean, why? Nobody cared. Nobody knew.
Yeah, it was like the twist that nobody cared about. It's like, oh, she was actually the queen all along. Yeah, we knew. We could tell.
Yeah. The Emperor is Chancellor Palpatine. The whole time. She's got little sparkly lights. That was another thing they made a big deal out of with this one, was all the costumes.
Yeah.
I remember they interviewed the costume lady, and she made a huge deal out of, we really tried to make it look authentic. Authentic to what? Spain? There's no reference. What did you say? Did you like that they gave the Mandalorian one of these Naboo fighters?
Yeah, it was cool. No, actually. I liked him having...
Yes, no.
I liked him having the clone transport ship at the beginning, the Razor Crest.
Yeah.
But by the time that they gave him the Naboo, I guess the Naboo thing is okay, but...
It was cool to see him go fast.
Yeah.
I like that her ship was chrome. I always wanted that toy.
Yeah.
There's no way to make a Lego out of that. Or a cheap toy.
Yeah.
I'm sure, like everybody that got that toy, the mirror sticker shit came off of it eventually.
Yeah, I don't even remember what those toys looked like.
That's the N1, the Nubian. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
if
the
it was
original
Kenner or
1999
Mattel.
version of it.
Yeah. Was that before or after Mattel took over Kenner?
I think it. I don't know. Because now it's all Hasbro. Hasbro took Kenner. Mattel was Barbie.
Yeah, it's just gray.
Oh, it's just gray.
$400 on Amazon.
Jesus.
Well, they're gray now. They
Yeah.
couldn't make it chrome. But it had a few real shooting darts. Infrared remote. Why?
I wonder if I upload this episode with the with the audio from the movie. I wonder if it will copyright strike me or not.
Probably the song. If it hears enough John Williams.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe I should do it. Maybe I should upload this episode as a special episode with, as like this a non-season episode, and then with the audio and see what happens.
I just unlist it and just tell our friends.
Oh, they just so happen to have R2-D2 on their ship as one of the droids.
Yeah, it was R2 all along.
And all of the other ones get shot, and everybody is so invested in how many droids they have. Because he has to plug a thing in.
There's only one left. And that's the same thing Anakin does with this pod racer.
Yeah.
It makes those arcs come out to the side. Rick,
And everything,
is that his name? Rick?
Well, who?
George Lucas.
Rick Olay?
Yeah, ball licker.
Rick McCallum?
Yeah.
Yeah. What is it with Ricks?
There's not enough power to get us to Coruscant. The hyperdrive is leaking.
Man. And all the dialogue is just, oh, now we can do it. And immediately, oh, Tatooine. Okay, let's go to Tatooine.
I guess we're just going to have to make the plot move.
Yeah. How many minutes are we in on the movie? 27 minutes in. 30 minutes of this could have been cut.
Yeah.
And shifted to where the movie starts here.
Yeah.
You didn't need to know all this stuff.
Oh, we don't need baby Anakin.
They could cut to Darth Sidious at like 15 minutes in.
Like, the shit that happens to you when you're little, you're supposed to get over it and be an adult. So it doesn't matter what happened to Anakin when he was 9. That shouldn't have any bearing on whether he was evil later or not.
Yeah.
And he was just having fun in this movie.
Yeah.
Nothing
Yippee.
bad happened to him. There was no trauma. There's nothing to define.
He had to leave his mom, and he's very sad.
Everybody has to go when they're little to summer camp or whatever the fuck. You'll be all right. Yeah, I'm not sure if I want Darth Maul back. I just want to see what the robot legs look like in live action. They haven't really done enough of it.
There's not going to be any live action. Darth Maul's never coming back to live action.
He was on Solo.
He was a hologram on Solo.
Okay.
But they're never going to do anything else that has Darth Maul in live action. I think that...
Why? It would be dumb. Of course they're going to do it. That sounds like a dumb idea. They'll probably do it.
I don't think there's going to be any more Star Wars movies that have anything to do with these characters.
Dude, they just keep talking about their ideas for the new ones coming, and they keep scrapping them.
Yeah.
Because everybody shits on it. The new Acolyte trailer was out today.
Yeah, people were saying it looks like a CW show, like the acting. Like it looks like a bunch of cosplayers.
It's got Bong Joon-pong from the Squid Game.
Yeah. And then did you see that the ad looks like a maxi pad, like the new poster? The first poster looked like a tampon, and the new one looks like a maxi pad.
Your mama's so fat she watches the Snack-a-Lite. It was all right. It was Star Wars. There's a lot of lightsaber fighting and whispering about stuff. It just sucks that we've wanted Old Republic for so long, or High Republic, and when they finally give it to us, it's during this era of gay fuckery.
Yeah, and the person who gave it to us is Harvey Weinstein's assistant. And she's a lesbian, and she's all about like pronouns in the bio. So about all the pronouns in the bio.
I'll turn a bitch gay. Being Weinstein's assistant, real quick.
Having a look at that thing. Walk in on that thing.
She saw his dick, and she was like, "I'm gay." Yep, gay.
I mean, that's pretty crazy. I would think that his assistant, even if she had nothing to do with anything and didn't know about it at all, still by nature of being his assistant, she should not be allowed to be. Why does she have a Star Wars show?
Being gay is not a choice.
How does freaking Weinstein's assistant, the showrunner of a Star Wars show? That's really messed up if you think about it.
Yeah. There's
like,
still people pulling the strings.
Yeah.
It's just like all the Mothership, Rogan, Kill Tony conspiracy theories. That's a cool looking hyperdrive. That's not whatever I thought a hyperdrive would look like.
Is that what the hyperdrive is?
Yeah.
I never even I noticed what he was working on there. Is he supposed to be able to fix a hyperdrive?
I don't know. It's Obi-Wan. He knows everything. He's smart. He killed Darth Maul.
Oh, man.
I mean, if they're going to keep making Obi-Wan series, they could bring Darth Maul in on that.
They're not going to keep making Obi-Wan series.
I don't think they're going to do another one. Ewan McGregor's flirting about it.
Nope.
They're
Because they're not making any money. They are not making money off this stuff anymore. It's really crazy how number one, Disney Plus is all the streaming stuff is losing money.
They don't know how to tell if they're making money or not.
Yeah, right.
It's too much weird Jew math. It's all the subscription fees per month, per person, per country, factoring in the exchange rate of currency, and then it all goes through the internet, and it just goes into a budget to make these shows. And I think, they made too many shows. They made too many Marvel shows.
Yeah.
Too many Star Wars shows for.
And what's really crazy
taking advantage
is
of overpopulation.
Nobody was like, guys, we gotta this is not good. This is not going to be good, guys. This is not a good plan. It's the Tony Stark, not a good plan. See, look, he stepped in the poopy. Isn't that funny?
Poodoo.
He stepped in the poopy.
Remember that city? That's the city. That's the place. We've seen that before. All the cities look the same.
Yeah.
Tatooine, Mos Espa, and Mos Eisley. They have the same dewbacks. Same domes. Why do you need domes in the desert?
Maybe it's better for cooling.
This Disney would have never let them put this in the movie. They would have never besmirched the Israeli people this way.
Walt Disney would have.
Yeah.
Is he supposed to be? I always thought he was supposed to be like Arabic. I didn't think he was supposed to be Jewish, but with the nose and the cheapness and the mind tricks don't work on me, only money.
Yeah, he's kind of Greek. He's kind of got a Greek thing going on. I mean, I thought it was cool when they first showed the models. I was like, oh, cool, flying nose freak. But again, this is the first full CG character. That's what they were claiming. First ever fully CG character in a movie that can act and walk and interact. And then you watch the movie and you're like, he's not acting.
What if he'd have been a cool
or interacting?
Yeah. What if he'd have been a cool CG character?
Yeah, and they never tried it again.
Cool badass.
This hasn't happened since.
Yeah.
Nobody's redeemed and said finally someone was able to do a fully, like maybe Chappie.
No, it was Gollum.
Yeah, Gollum was good.
Gollum blew this shit out of the water. Well, first there was Dobby. Well, first there was Jar Jar, and there was Dobby, and Dobby kind of sucked.
Dobby, you were the main character.
And then Gollum.
Gollum was a lead, yeah.
Yeah.
But that was a lot later. It was like 10 years later, right?
No. This is 1999. Gollum was 2002.
Oh, okay.
It's like 3 years later.
Well, I guess that was all circus.
Yeah,
Circus
well, I mean,
performance.
Andy Serkis did the same thing that what Ahmed Best did for this movie. It's just that Andy Serkis was so much better at it, and the director was so much better,
and then
the writing was so much
Andy
better.
Serkis in on Star Wars, and they were like, just sit there.
Yeah,
fucking stupid.
But also, and they brought Andy Serkis back to be a really awesome character.
Yeah, Andor.
In Andor. Yeah, it kicks him in the balls, and he just kind of.
He doesn't
jerks.
have a nards.
Yeah.
Kick him in the nards.
Are you an angel?
This is the Homer Simpson of droids. That's your job, is just to flip those back and forth.
Yeah.
Up, down.
Yeah, and he's got the hair on his chin and all that.
Yeah, I mean the only
Why
thing,
haven't they gone back in and redone all the CG? Isn't this something that George Lucas would really be interested in doing like a episode 1 special edition?
He doesn't. I'm sure he would love that, but he's not in charge anymore.
Yeah.
It looks like a PS4 game.
Yeah, a few years ago I started calling this cartoon Star Wars for babies.
Yeah.
Because it just looks like a cartoon.
Yeah, I mean the only thing that makes him Jewish is that he's cheap and he wants money.
Yeah.
But so do Greeks and Persians and Earthlings.
He's just
everyone on Earth wants money.
He's just a very
They put that on the Jewish
Mediterranean type. Very Mediterranean.
Some Moroccan bad dates. That thing in the background shows up other places. The rotating guy.
The rotating thing in the back, yeah.
So gonks. Gonk.
Well, now we need Jar Jar Binks to do something really funny right here. So have him juggling, and then he falls down and makes a noise.
You know, it'd be really funny if there was a neckbeard guy that got married and he built it like he wanted a real gonk droid in the house.
Yeah.
But they don't do anything. So his wife is just like, "What the fuck is this thing in the way in the kitchen for?" Like, that's my gonk droid. What can I use it for? Anything? I can't even put a cup on it.
It's just sad. It's just a sad little gonk.
No, I like it because it walks around the house and says gonk. It makes me happy.
Yeah, it makes that gonk noise.
That's every marriage ever. The fucking thing makes you happy, I hate it. It makes me miserable. Is that a wig or real hair?
Part of it was wig, part of it was real hair, right?
They're using Lady Bic shavers to talk into. I had that toy of their big tall thing.
The toy of the building?
Take a left past the dick tower. The store was right behind the big penis tower. They had R2 going down some stairs at one point, right?
Yeah, he I think it's episode 2. He uses his third leg to like push himself up.
Okay.
This stuff is so stupid.
Yeah, this was another one where they were like, look, his arms are his legs and his legs are his arms.
Yeah.
Isn't that cool? It's like, what backward ass planet is he from where that's functional for evolution? This is a planet where everything's in the wrong order on top of itself. He lives on a planet full of crags and tunnels.
I think they changed the words here because I don't remember it saying this.
He called him a little N-word.
I don't remember saying, "Yeah, it'd be a pity if you had to pay for me." In the original one.
Yeah, all the Darth Maul stuff in this is cool. The pod race is cool, and that's it. Everything else is just
the idea of Coruscant is cool, and the
hurry up,
flying through it.
Yeah, the first time we get to see it,
and then everybody's like, "Oh man, the lightsaber duel at the end is awesome." But then, like when you really watch it a whole bunch, like it's just a choreographed dance. You can just totally tell.
Yeah, his muscle memory. I remember getting pumped about the lore of what Obi-Wan's lightsaber looks like. And
yeah, I was like, why does he have that dumb lightsaber with the ball on? That's not what Obi-Wan Kenobi's lightsaber is. But then, apparently, Jedi just lose their lightsaber all the time, and it constantly gets destroyed, and it's like a running joke.
They had to learn how to make them so they can make them again.
Yeah. He's got a cool-looking lightsaber. I hated that they called him Annie. So stupid.
Like how they flash their piece, and people are like, oh, you're a gangster from the streets. I didn't know you had a pistol in your waist. Oh, I'm in the sandstorm part of
and then they have the on the special edition, like the making of documentary on the DVD for this was better than the actual movie. Like when they have Jake Lloyd auditioning, but then they have the other kid auditioning who's way better, and they didn't go with him. And he looked more like Mark Hamill, like a young person who could be Mark Hamill's dad.
If you can act when you're little and you're good, that doesn't mean anything for the rest of your life.
I know. Then the best you can think of is to be, or the best you can do is be Haley Joel Osment.
Cute, yeah.
You can be Corey Feldman and be all crazy.
That just shows what a bullshit skill it is to fake pretend. Like, of course, kids are good at fake pretending.
Dakota Fanning was a good little actress.
Yeah. I had that toy, the ball flinger.
Yeah.
Next to R2. Those are fun. We played with those at summer camp because it has a really light ball on it, and if you fling it sideways and twist your wrist, the ball curves in the air. It grabs the air. He's got a bunch of them. There's 2 different kinds. Those are summer camp toys. You should see how empty 3PO's brain is.
And then this, like, I don't remember what I thought about this, but I was like, I mean, somebody I'm sure brought up, really? Anakin Skywalker built C-3PO. We're just going to do this.
He's in his hovel. He lives in a hovel. He's a slave. Oh, there's the Darth Maul painting on the ceiling.
Oh, yeah.
Luke had the same thing on his roof.
Yeah.
Why? Why this whole movie? Why? But that also. Why does everyone have Darth Maul's face tattoos on their ceiling? If you live in a dome. Because kids have nightmares about it.
Yeah.
It's the spider of Star Wars. I'm shaving my face with a lady shaver.
Good old Lady Bic. Is that really a Lady Bic?
Yeah.
Are they running out of time? What?
It's like every video game when they say, hurry up, and you're like, it's open world. I'm not going to hurry up.
Like Princess Zelda's waiting in the
Yeah.
castle for days and days and days.
We have to go now. No, I'm not. No. They made this world for me to fuck around in it. Yeah.
So that's Persecutor Seraphinoids.
Touch my penis. Why is that face paint? He had to wear yellow contacts the whole time. His eyes are all bloodshot.
They didn't need to cut to that like that. They could have done a better scene that did more than At Last We Will Have Our Revenge. Okay, now back to the Tatooine.
It's so hard. It's so hard to be an actor. You have to sit in a Winnebago and people bring you stuff. It's so hard. No man will ever know the pain.
The Republic's anti-slavery laws are...
Is there a Star Wars version of would you rather be in the jungle with a Wookiee than a man you don't know?
The Wampa.
That thing raped Luke. They rape dudes too.
What's the most racist you could be towards something in Star Wars world? Like, is it like what's the thing that's most like a black person in Star Wars? What race? What species?
I mean, they don't hate on anybody with enough viciousness. There's no one that they say like steals stuff or just lazy or like this racist things they say. There's nobody that's not allowed to use a certain water fountain. Droids, basically. They're the ones that get kicked out of the bar.
Yeah. Yeah, they...
we don't allow their kind in here.
So one of the ideas that I liked from the expanded universe, from like the Timothy Zahn books, was that the Empire was very human supremacist, and they didn't like any alien races.
Yeah.
I thought that was cool, but they have not done anything with that in the Disney
the Empire
stuff.
is colonials.
Yeah,
they make the Empire very colonialist.
and that's why what's his name, Blueskin, Thrawn was such a big deal, because he was so good that even like the racism, speciesism of the Empire could not deny that he should have been a Grand Admiral. He's like purely like you have to be undeniable thing.
I'm trying to write a joke about you know how we were saying this on our other episode, how like if a wolf saw a French poodle, he'd be like, "What have they done to my people?"
Yeah,
like look what they did to our proud line. But then in the opposite way, if a skinny African guy saw like a huge Mandingo slave that was bred up to be jacked and ripped and well fed, the skinny African guy would be like, "Oh, that's pretty good. It's not bad what they're getting hooked up over there. It looks like." You guys were there's got to be like a Trump plantation owner. You guys were starving over there. Everyone was starving. They were eating their babies, and look how well you get corn all the time here.
I think we started over there though, because we only took the ones that look like the hardiest and the toughest
Natural
from
selection.
Austin,
The unnatural selection
from Africa.
Yeah,
Right.
from the auction block. 50 now, 60.
That's selective breeding, definitely selective breeding.
Yeah. They didn't breed them down to have like rat catching basement slaves that were tiny, like a terrier. You're gonna be in the downstairs area.
No, man. Now I've just got the idea of breeding slaves like dogs, to where you have different kinds of black people. For
Carlton is the golden retriever.
Yeah, right.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, you breed someone to be like Lurch, answering the you rang. Those are the ones that are the basketball players. You breed some of them to be Mexicans, and they do the landscape.
Yeah. We bred these Mexicans and they're not doing anything.
Yeah.
God damn it.
We bred black people to be Jews. And the ship is called Nubian.
Doesn't that mean like white football players that excel got that big and athletic on their own? like genetics. They weren't bred. I mean, attractive people find each other, and you know, you want someone in your weight class. Like
Yeah.
I married a woman that's close to 6 feet
yeah.
because I don't want to hurt anybody.
Well, that's why the rich people get all the hot chick genes because
Yeah.
they bring the hot chicks into their family line. And I think it's through the women because look at Prince Charles and then look at Diana. They had to bring in some hot genes, and even then, if you look at Prince William, the Charles genes are very powerful.
Yeah. But did they actually breed slaves like horses? Like they said, "Go fuck." Or
There's
did
probably some very
they do it nice? Like did they let
offended
them come
writing about that.
Did they let them come into plantation and have a nice room and bring them food and tea and be like, "Look, you're in a hotel."
Or was it more like the conjugal visit shack at the prison?
They just kicked everyone else out of the quarters. Like everyone else has to sleep outside tonight,
Yeah.
so these two can fuck.
Then he crosses his arms and looks mad.
And then everybody outside the slaves' quarters singing sex songs. That's where R&B came from. So they hurry up and fuck so they can go back in. Swing low, big dick guy.
Let's get it on. Yeah.
Please hurry up and fuck so I can have my cot back.
Yeah. There's something about this boy. I think I want to fuck him.
I think I want to groom him. I think I want to bring
But
him
I also
back
kind of
to
want to bang his mom. I think that the ship right there is CG. It's too blurry looking. Just
The
sitting
Nebula?
on the pod racer. I think it's just sitting on the sand. It's CG.
Oh, it's floating. Remember they used to put the Vaseline on it.
Yeah.
You make it float. Same thing they did to the lens when that ugly bitch was on Elizabeth Taylor. You remember those makeup commercials with Elizabeth Taylor? They put goop on the lens to blur it so she looked pretty. She was like, easy breezy L'Oreal. And everybody was like, you're 80.
We smoothed you out with Vaseline.
I carried him. I gave birth.
Oh, also, not even that, but Anakin doesn't have a father, so it's even like Jesus.
If history is written by the winners, then how come there's so much history about slavery?
Yeah, right. Well, because the anti-slavery people won, right?
Yeah.
Well, except for the slavery that
But they
we're
don't want to feel bad
ignoring
about
now.
it. They didn't even know what side they were on.
All that stuff was
There's
like
a lot
it
of
could have
little
been
moments.
could have been done better. It was bland to me.
It was a social commentary on how America is fucked.
No, it was just it wasn't even a social commentary on anything. It was let's make a movie that where we've seen civil wars happen in other countries, but let's make it to where it happens here. And then we don't need to explain anything about it. And then we're not even going to show you stuff that's really that crazy or anything. And then it's the shallow message of it is, yeah, it sucks to be a war reporter and take pictures of things, and then you kind of lose your humanity.
Yeah, you didn't pick up on the meta of the photography, of the cinematography, that it was well shot and all the angles were perfect. And the guy, Alex Garland, like puts that much thought into like how everything looks nice.
But nothing really stands out to me
I
about
was
the
just watching
shots.
the beach earlier, and you can tell how much thought gets put into the angles and everything.
Yeah, I think he's made a better movies with better shots.
Yeah. The only thing I didn't like was the unnecessary rave paint. Like why did they have pretty cool neon colors?
That was always a cool shot of Coruscant at night. I like the nighttime of Coruscant. But the freaking ships everywhere. There's too many ships.
So again,
Look at like
Too
that's
much
not what that
for the eye to perceive.
that's not what that like why did the tech get so much shittier looking in 30 years between the screens on the ship here and the screens on the ships in the original trilogy? It's like, didn't Lucas go back and watch the original movies to make sure that like things kind of matched up a little bit better? We can just do it all on a computer. It'll be great. And also, the Jedi should not have the same exact robes that everybody wore on Tatooine in the original movie, because that was what Tatooine people wore.
Yeah.
Jedi Knight should have been wearing something else. Something that
Yeah, that's
makes them
hermit
look more
clothing.
like- yeah, that's like hermit. That's like desert dweller. Like Luke's aunt and uncle wore the same kind of shit that the Jedi wear in this.
Yeah. That just became the de facto.
So
This movie
Disney
sucks almost as bad as Civil War.
Disney. No, I would say that Civil War is probably better than this movie as far as just like plot and character.
Yeah.
The Disney store has formal tunics from the Star Wars thing for like $70 that you can buy, where you
Okay.
can wear the kind of stuff that the Coruscant people wear.
Okay.
It's
At Orlando or like this online?
online.
Look at that toaster. Why are they getting into a toaster?
Yeah.
The queens are being grossly nice, Mr. Tinks.
Disney store.
Pretty hot.
Star Wars. Sale.
Why would you sell that? Why not Jedi robes? Why not hermit gear? Why not the coolest thing? Why not Han Solo's
Yeah.
jacket? Why not Luke's victory celebration jacket?
There's 728 items on sale for May the 4th on the Star Wars store. Or
There's
on the
blue milk. You
Disney
can get blue
store.
milk, blue moo, chew moo, whatever milk.
There are kyber crystals that apparently you can just buy a little thing that's a kyber crystal in a little container.
Okay.
I don't know why.
Yeah. For no reason.
Of course, you can get lightsaber hilts. The Anakin one is $159.99. There's an Ezra Bridger one. There's a stupid Sabine Wren one. Isn't she not supposed to be a Jedi? Mandalorian helmet charm.
Star Wars Day, May the 4th. What else was there today besides the Acolyte trailer and some fucking merch?
Here it is. Look at this. Look at this. $70, you can get a Star Wars formal tunic.
Cool.
So you can look like a person on a Star Wars planet.
Mark Hamill went to the White House.
Yeah, that was so dumb. Oh my god, that's
Oh,
like the most like lame celebrity. Hey, the guy who plays Luke Skywalker likes Biden, fellow kids. Aren't we cool? Isn't this cool? Don't you want to vote for Biden now?
Autodesk launched a droid design contest. That's cool. For STEM girls to learn.
Would only girls? Girls aren't allowed. Boys aren't allowed to help make
STEM
droids.
is for girls. STEM. The M in STEM is from matriarchy.
Science, technology, engineering, and
Moms.
motherfucking
And
ladies.
being a mother is the hardest job
Yeah.
in the world.
yeah.
Something I
the Jedi are like in charge of shit, and they're like right on the main planet, and they are big deals still, because I think they should have already been in decline, because in the original trilogy nobody nobody knows about the Jedi, and if they were part of the galactic government, they're like the peacekeepers of the galactic government, everybody would know what a Jedi is even 30 years later, or no, 19 years later, because that's how long it was between 3 and 4.
Star Wars Lego Fortnite is today. These are all the important things. Autodesk, a new commercial from Apple and Lucasfilm starring Star Wars fans. Who cares? There's a trailer on new Star Wars costumes coming to Fall Guys. How Not to Draw R2-D2, narrated by Mark Hamill. Phantom Menace on the big screen, or just watch it at home. Get your tickets to Star Wars Celebration.
My 4K screen is pretty damn good, just as good as a theater screen.
New toys, collectibles, and apparel. What new toys came out today?
So there's a lot of Jedi in the background of these scenes that are not in any of the other movies. And then they had to
Amana Man. They
re-CG.
reissued Amana Man.
Oh, that's cool.
It's worth a fuck compared to everything else. 3-pack, Black Series, Phantom Menace, Qui-Gon, Darth Maul, Obi-Wan.
They can't. I want to see the original.
Lego
The
Pod
original
Race.
Yoda. The puppet Yoda, the ugly puppet Yoda that doesn't look like Yoda.
I kind of like those diorama Lego sets. The wide ones. Like they
Yeah.
had the trench.
Yeah.
That's a cool one.
Those are expensive, aren't they? Those are $200.
Those are good shelf toppers. I have no idea. I don't buy Legos for myself. I have two. I could make that. I have that. I have all those Legos.
So
They won't be
that
the right
right
color.
there is Natalie Portman pretending not to be Natalie Portman. Yeah.
There's a premium format Obi-Wan figure with a switchy outy head. You can have.
Oh, you can have old Alec Guinness, or
Yeah.
how much is that?
If that was figure sideshow.
If it's a sideshow, it's going to be expensive.
You have to RSVP.
Oh yeah, it's probably. I guarantee you, it's probably $250.
Blue milk by True Moo. I've never drank True Moo milk.
Neither have I. It's just milk with blue coloring, or does it have a
don't
specific flavor?
I believe in brand name milk. I need it to be local.
Yeah.
It needs to be not. I don't recognize the name of any of it.
I guess the Senate's kind of cool, but I always thought it was a little too overblown, overdone.
Central Market organic milk is the best milk in Austin.
Yeah, I like Central Market.
But you got to get the whole milk in the carton, the 1 liter. You can't get the 2 liter. For some reason, it's better from a paper thing.
Yeah, the carton's better. Oh, you didn't think that the Senate scene was a little bit overblown? Does it have to be this like crazy?
This is all dumb. This is just the same as. Why is this movie?
Yeah.
Why is there a trade dispute? Why do we need to watch a congressional hearing?
You have to float around.
This is where
people.
Trump falls asleep. This is boring.
This whole thing was just so that Yoda and the Emperor could fight each other in it.
Of course, Trump falls asleep in court. He gets pissed on by girls in Russia. He doesn't have time for. If you've lived those highs, the lows of going to court are going to knock you the fuck out, especially if you're almost 80.
He is 78 years old.
Boring. If there's not a little girl peeing on my face, I don't care.
Yeah. What's great about the
That girl's obviously Asian. What are they trying to do? I like that thing. That camera's cool. The little floaty droids that are the size of a basketball are all cool. I would have enjoyed this better if I knew they're going to have a fight in there where they threw at each other later.
Yeah.
That made it cool. It wasn't cool until they wrecked all this shit. Because there's no reason for them to float.
Oh, just
They
it
have
looks cool.
holograms.
It
They
looks
don't
pretty
all
neat.
need to meet in one place.
Because we can do it in a
Where's
CG in a
ET?
computer.
There's Wookiees. There's ET somewhere.
Yeah, they show up in a second.
General
They're down
Zod.
there. Yeah, there's the Wookiees.
Oh, you
Or
can
the
see them a lot better now.
ETs.
General Zod's gonna smell that dude's farts.
Yeah.
Kneel before Zod.
A strong chancellor.
Can you move this thing out of the way? I'm trying to talk to you.
Like they could have done so much cooler stuff with Palpatine because Ian McDermott was such a good actor.
Ian Epidermis. I had to go soon. I have to celebrate my wife. I'm in the midst of the middle of the three. Okay, anniversary was last weekend.
Yeah.
Her birthday's tomorrow. Next Sunday's Mother's Day.
Yeah.
I'm getting triple raped by being married and having kids and having a wife whose birthday's on Cinco de Mayo, Mexican beer Christmas.
Mexican beer Christmas.
He's a baby. He's such a baby. I thought he was old in. Because I'd been seeing him in movies forever before that. But he's another one that looks way better as he gets older. Samuel Jackson. He grew into that face really well.
Yeah, right.
Especially Hateful Eight.
How old is he now? He's like in his 70s.
Yeah. He's from the 70s. He's in his 70s. He's from I'm from the 70s. You're not.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll probably just upload this like as is, and it'll be a special May the 4th episode.
See what happens.
It's not going to be the full Phantom Menace because we still
put it on
have
YouTube either. It'll just be an audio.
We still have 46 minutes. Well, I guess credits. We probably still have at least 40 minutes of this movie left to go, and Josh has to leave.
We have episode 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 also.
This is when it would be good to have a third person to keep things going, the talk going.
Tripod effect. Yeah, I tried to get Heath to come out.
This looks like a dick on her head. Looks like there's a dick laying on top of her
At
head
least
right
you can
here.
talk to her, and there's not something in the way of her ear.
Yeah.
Why does he have a claw on his ear? A dew claw. That doesn't help anything. It's not prehensile. There's no reason for that to be there. It's a dreadlock. Yeah, she wants me to come out, but I have to go home and poop first. Signing off.
Yeah, that's it for right now, but there's going to be more coming. Sorry we didn't watch the whole Phantom Menace.
Busy pod week.
Yeah, it's very busy. Goodbye.